Hi, it's Steve at Magnolia Pharmacy.
And I'm Fred Emmett, a pharmacist here at Magnolia Pharmacy.
So, coronavirus is all the topic. Sorry for being a little bit behind this morning. Working in the pharmacy, you don't always control your schedule. So
On a Monday for sure.
as far as that goes. So today I want to talk about a topic that obviously is all over the news. We as pharmacists here at Magnolia Pharmacy want to kind of try to dispel some of the fears, talk some logic. Let's talk about legit science and let's figure out a plan so that one, we can prevent the spread, but also two, talk about things we can do healthy lifestyle wise to make our health better so that in case for some reason, let's say things go as bad as what some of the people say it could get, we have the ability to be able to take care of ourselves.
Well, first of all, this is not as bad as everybody said it is. I've had one of my dear friends, a physician, compare this to the regular flu virus. And he says the regular flu virus is an adult virus. This coronavirus is baby junior virus. The incidence of mortality is very low. It's high for people that are high risk, exactly the same as you would have experienced with the normal flu virus, by which we're having an epidemic down here in southeast Texas. The regular flu is in a blue alert. You can check that out on a weather app. And we'd like to dispel some of the concerns that are associated with this novel corona 19 virus.
So let's talk about that a little bit, Fred. So when we're talking about viruses cannot live unless they're within a host. So that's the first thing to talk about. So a lot of the things we talk about in terms of spreading and all, if can it be carried on fabric and all, if it's not part of a host or transmitted to a host within a couple hours, it doesn't live, it doesn't survive.
That's correct.
Also, too, just like the normal flu, typically it's covered. It's going to be somebody sneezes, somebody coughs. It's in droplets. It's going to be shared the exact same way as far as that goes. We typically see incubation periods. That's kind of some of the unknown things is we don't quite know how long the incubation period is. You know, typically most people are going to get symptoms within 5 days up to, like I said, you see all the quarantine of 14 days because there's some things we don't know. But it is like a flu virus that we get exposure, it takes a while to incubate, and then we typically see symptoms.
That's exactly right. Let me explain what makes this virus unique. It's novel in that we've never seen it before. Innate antibodies that your body has doesn't recognize it, and that's what makes it a little bit concerning. The symptoms are relatively mild for the average person, and as with any infection, the elderly and the very small children are at risk. And if you're elderly, that, like me, that may not necessarily be a concern. What you want to do is practice the basics. And by basics, I mean wash your hands frequently. 2, if you can't wash them, use a hand sanitizer. Keep it with you. Every time you think about it, squirt it on your hands and rub them well for a few minutes. The other thing you can do is wipe down your surfaces with whatever product that kills 99.9% of the viruses. Have gotten a call this morning from a very dear friend that was concerned, how do I get them a mask? Steve, are the masks effective?
No, that's a great question. Somebody's making a lot of money off masks right now. So here's the thing. Masks are effective in preventing the spread by people who actually have the coronavirus or the flu from covering up their mouth so they don't spew droplets of virus through basically sneezing and saliva or mucus. As far as you as a patient, in terms of prevention of it, there's really not any data at all that says if you wear a mask, it's going to keep you from getting the coronavirus or even the flu. Masks are great in terms of preventing spread from people who are infected, but not so much for people from keeping you from getting it. I was at a store this weekend and I saw 3 people wear a mask, and the funny part is that most of them weren't even wearing them properly. They still had big holes. I mean, the point is if you wanted to get like in the old days where you put on like one of those canisters that covered your whole face, like that may be effective, but most people don't even wear masks effectively enough to be able to even prevent if you were trying to keep yourself from getting something.
Well, the benefit of the mask is that if you're wearing a mask, I'm not going anywhere near you. So you keeps other people from approaching you You know, around here I've been called a germaphobe through the entire flu season, which from here runs from August, September, all the way to May. If you want to say hello to me, I do a fist bump. And if I'm going to cough or sneeze, I'm going to cough and sneeze into my elbow. And if I do, I'm going to try to cover myself with a box of Kleenex so that I don't infect my coworkers and our patients. But I'd like the message at the end of this Facebook to be relax a little bit, practice good hygiene, and do what I would tell you to do during any flu season, which I said runs from August all the way till February, May. And we're going to talk about these, is boost your immune system so that when you are exposed to a flu virus or exposed to a novel coronavirus or any other infection for that matter, have your immune system as robust as possible. And Steve and I have spent a lot of time over the last week or so discussing what exactly does that look like? And Steve, will you share that with us today?
Sure. So we looked at a lot of products. Like you said, Fred said, let's look at this like treating a flu virus. So what can we do to boost our immune system with regard to the flu? So two things that I will tell you right off the thing is you got to eat right and you got to get sleep. Those are probably the two most important things you can do that have nothing to do with taking any type of medications or supplements that help bolster your immune system. Eat a good quality meal, eat good quality meals and snacks, and get your sleep.
Well, what does sugar do to your immune system, Steve?
Oh, sugar totally destroys your immune system. It actually makes it tank. And so that, like you said, that's the thing. There's a lot of different things that we don't even think about that we can do on our own that are really critical at this time. And especially if, let's say, next couple months, we get a massive spread of this coronavirus, even here in the U.S., those type things are going to be very critical to make sure that your immune system is at its peak performance to fight off this virus. Because like Fred said, what makes it unique is there is no vaccine. We don't have antibodies to it. So this is the first time our bodies will see it. So what can we do to make our immune system be the best fighter it can be?
So let me understand. So the old adage of get plenty of rest, drink lots of fluids, and practice good sanitation, this is nothing new, Steve.
That's exactly right. I would totally agree with that, Fred. Those are the things that are most important. So then the next question we get is, okay, well, what can we do?
Right.
Like you said, we don't have a vaccine. We don't have any kind of antivirals at this point that knock down the replication of this virus. So we want to look at things that either, one, we know work to reduce viral replication on their own, or help make our own immune system better to help fight off infections as far as that goes.
Exactly what are these things, Steve? What do you recommend? What do we recommend?
So this is the old standard. I mean, as far as that goes, this right here is Viricid. We've been recommending this forever. It's an orthomolecular product. Basically, it's a combination of high-dose vitamins and some herbals and supplements that basically make our bodies more apt to fight off and reduce the replication or the reproduction of a virus. The good thing about Viricid is it's something, if you feel like, okay, I am getting sick and I need something now, Viricid is your go-to. For one, it's got certain higher dosing if you feel like you're sick. It's got certain lower dosing if you're talking preventative. When we get done with this today, I will tell you, if you contact us through the pharmacy, we've got a sheet that's got a lot of this stuff. I'm not going to go over doses today, but on our website also too, we'll talk about that at the end. So everything we talk about here, I'll tell you where you can go to get the information later. So the Viricid is the product. You feel like you're getting the flu, or you get exposed to somebody who's been exposed to a virus and you're like, I want to make sure I don't get it. There is 2 dosing regimens we recommend for that product as far as that goes. The next product we're going to recommend that I'll show you is a product that's an immune support product called Immune Support Health. It's a mixture of some vitamins and some mushrooms and different things like that have been shown to improve our own immune system's ability to respond when it gets attacked. It's a preventative product. You can take it every day during this cough cold season. You can take it. It's very safe, very accurate, and able to use. Sherry had a question. What about Airborne? Airborne's not a bad product. Like we talked about, vitamins, minerals, and your nutrition status is very critical for your immune system. If it is not adequate, your body cannot respond. Some of the items in there, the B vitamins and the C, are very important in terms of making sure your immune response is gone. Great product. Are there better ones? Yes. That's my comment about Airborne. So the next thing I'll talk about is vitamin C. So Fred and I had a comment about this one is people take vitamin C. We've been knowing for years vitamin C helps to prevent the flu and also helps your immune system. But one of the really unique things out there, and I'll just leave it at this, There are some studies, and actually I was looking this weekend, there's some studies being done with IV vitamin C at crazy doses, but it's actually been shown to help your immune system better fight the virus, but also prevent the virus from reproducing so fast. So Fred, you got any thoughts on the first three things, the vitamin C, the immune response, or the Viricid, your thoughts?
Well, the Viricid, we recommend it a little bit different right now with the concerns. Is do a loading dose for about 6 days. Do 2 of them twice a day for 6 days. Natalie, thank you. Viricid contains a pretty good dose of elderberry, and as well as zinc, vitamin A, and other nutrients that have been shown very effective in boosting your own innate immune system. So I do agree with elderberry, but as Steve said, this is really a superior product from what we found, and we have access to lots of different products. The immune support is fabulous. And what makes it unique with this is it has these mushroom extracts, which are very important in boosting your GI. Steve and I, we often disagree, but in a good-hearted, challenging, competitive spirit. Your immune system is 80% in your gut, and anything that you can do to support gut health, again, probiotics and mushroom extracts, which are funguses basically, they have been shown to help not only with viruses, but with certain cancers as well. Again, your immune system is your very first defense, so do everything you can to keep your immune system robust.
So speaking of immune system, another item is vitamin D, as in dog. Vitamin D is very critical. Vitamin D is really a pro-hormone in the body, and vitamin D has been shown in a lot of studies at super high doses at the time of infection, or just adequate doses when you normally take vitamin D to help promote your immune system to be healthy and do well. I do want to stress with vitamin D, if you're going to take it on a regular basis, and right now we're recommending anywhere between 2,000 to 5,000 units a day. But even if you're going to take that every day long term, you really ought to have your vitamin D levels checked in a matter of 3 months. I think that's super important. And then there's some studies out about doing like 50,000 units on several days in a row if you get exposed or you feel like you're getting sick in terms of bolstering your immune system. The last two things were just some stuff that we did some research on, kind of going into this. What else can you take? One of the things, there's some really good data on high quality green tea, EGCG. Actually, there were some studies done with people who had the flu shot and took green tea, and people who didn't get the flu shot, who had a flu shot but did and did not take green tea. And what's pretty amazing is the green tea group that took the flu shot versus the one that did not have the green tea had a 69% more rate in reducing flu occurrence with that. So there's a lot of good data about EGCG in our immune system and the viruses. And the last thing I would say is, Fred, you may tell a little story about selenium is the other thing that may show some interest.
Selenium is a mineral, and recently in the areas in China that were hardest hit with this novel corona-19 virus had environmentally low levels of selenium. And selenium can be very, very effective. Also, N-acetylcysteine to boost glutathione. Again, all these supplements that we're talking about are building your own innate immune system. It's no different now than it is during any flu outbreak, which the flu is pretty lethal, and many people stub their noses getting vaccines. Get vaccinated. And this, even though it's not part of this 4-virus cocktail that we have this year, by taking the regular flu virus turns on your immune system to be on the lookout for other viruses. So do get vaccinated. Wash your hands. Wipe down your work area or home area with a product. Use hand sanitizers. Get plenty of sleep. Drink lots of water, purified water. And keep your sugar load down. I read a study that one 8-ounce can of regular Coca-Cola handcuffs your immune system for about 6 to 8 hours. So sugar turns off your immune system. Keep that in mind.
You mentioned, Fred, I forgot about N-acetylcysteine. N-acetylcysteine is very unique, especially with this particular one, because most of the people who have issues with this and the flu typically has respiratory issues, and the N-acetylcysteine is great at helping your immune system fight infections in the lungs. So I'll be honest with you, if you have any type of upper respiratory, infection in the lung, N-acetylcysteine is a great thing to help protect your own immune system to fight. So as far as
Sherry, I'm sorry you got the flu. The flu shot, as we all know, is not 100%. This year shows a little bit more promise, anywhere to 30 to 50% effective. But if you're in that group that's not, but don't let that be discouraging you for future years of getting the flu shot. We will have a vaccine before very long. Our governments and drug companies are working around the clock to produce a vaccine. And when it's available, please consider getting vaccinated. I imagine what our workflow here will look like. We'll have one or two pharmacists giving vaccines pretty much throughout the day and on weekends and maybe even after hours. We want to protect our community. We love you. And we read everything that we can to stay abreast and provide you with the most up-to-date knowledge. But this is really nothing new. Keep doing what you've been doing, and if you haven't been doing it, start doing it.
So one of the things I talked about earlier is on our Magnolia Pharmacy website, if you go to magnoliapharmacy.com, click the supplement link on our supplement page. We have a page called Immune Support. If you'll click that, every supplement that Fred and I mentioned today with suggested doses are on that website. You can read about them. You can get more information. Once again, those are suggested dosage. We're not here to tell you it's here to treat the flu or it's going to cause any kind of issues in terms of we guarantee it to work. These are all just supplements that we've done a lot of research on to prove that there's scientific data that they may help either improve your immune system or help your body better fight a virus in case you get exposed. So once again, on the magnoliapharmacy.com website, click on supplements. On that page, go to immune support, and at the very top, we listed all our stuff. You ask about immune support, Chanda, that's a great question. We actually have a product I don't have up there yet, and I'll have up there in the next day or so. There's a product called Immune DMG that is a chewable that has elderberry, and it go down for children as low as 4 years of age. I'll have that on there in the next couple of days. We've actually had to order that because I've been looking for things that kids can do. If in the meantime you want to do something for kids, because unfortunately the immune support I think is 12 and older. If you want to do something with elderberry, there are some good quality elderberry chewables over the counter and capsules for kids. I would recommend that. So that's a great question. But once again, we're here for your support. If you do have questions, please call us at the pharmacy. If you want to comment down below or ask questions, we will definitely answer them as fast as we possibly can. But like we mentioned, stay calm. Take care of yourself, do the right thing, wash your hands, don't panic if you don't have a face mask. It's not the end of the world. That's the thing. We had $10 for every question do we have masks in the last couple of weeks, we'd be rich. But once again, be smart about it, educate yourself. That's what's important, and get your education from quality sources.
Steve, thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you listening today. If you have any questions, please contact us. We ask you to, if you found this interesting, please share this with your friends and family. It's really important to get good information out there.
And you can email either one of us. You could reach me at fred.e@magnoliapharmacy.com. And how do they reach you, Steve?
You can reach me at steveh@magnoliapharmacy.com.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time today. We went a little longer than we normally do, but like you said, we had a lot to talk about. Have a great day.
Bye now. Stay healthy.